The Human Induced Pluripotent Stem Cell Initiative, HipSci, has generated substantial quality control and characterisation data on its panel of human-induced pluripotent stem cell lines. All assay data are available to scientists, but some data are subject to access restrictions. This video and its accompanying document explain how scientists can apply for access to managed data. The ethical consent agreement of some HipSci donors authorises release of individually unique data only for specific research use to bona fide researchers. HipSci deposits data of this type in the EGA Data Archive, which is a specialist archive for managed distribution of individually unique data. Scientists can apply to HipSci's Data Access Committee via the Electronic Data Access Mechanism, EDAM, for access to the archived data. Please note, a subset of HipSci donors authorised the release of individually unique data to all parties. These donors are referred to as open access, and there are no managed access controls on their data. Check the HipSci cell line browser to discover which cell lines are managed access or open access. The EDAM page on the Sanger Institute website is the home of applications for HipSci's managed access data. This is where you apply for access to a HipSci cohort in the EGA archive. Before you can apply for data, you must first be a registered user of the EDAM system. To register, click on Register Now. Here, you will need to insert an email address. This must be an institutional email address. A personal Gmail or Hotmail email account will not suffice here. Fill in your details. You will need to enter your email address in twice. Select a password, re-enter your password, and then press Submit. The moment you press Submit, your screen will display this message to you, and you will receive an immediate automated email with a link to complete your registration. When you click the link in your email, you will be taken to this page where it says your registration is complete. This message only refers to the successful registration of your email and password. It is not a full registration of you as a user, which we will go through next. Now that you have activated your link, you can log into EDAM with the email address and the password you registered with. As soon as you press Login, you will be prompted to complete the registration form before you can apply for the datasets. Press OK, read the instructions on the screen, and press Continue. Here you can see that your registration is still pending. To complete registration, press Complete Registration. The first page requests relevant details on your host institution. Complete the necessary fields and press Next Page. The second page requires details about the applicant. Complete all relevant fields and press Next Page. As this is a legally binding agreement, the final page requires information on your institutional representative. Please note that an institutional representative is someone who can legally sign contracts on behalf of your organisation, usually someone from the legal or contracts team. Please complete all the relevant fields and, once complete, submit form. Now that you have completed registration, you can now apply for access to the data. To do this, log into EDAM. Read the instructions on the Welcome to EDAM page and press Continue. You can see now that you have the option to start an application. Under the agreement type, select HipSci and press Continue. The next two pages contain important legal information about the agreement which you are generating during your application, so please take the time to read this documentation carefully. On page 3 of 3, you will need to select the cohort for which you seek data. You will apply for access to all of the data generated for any cell line belonging to the selected cohort. You can select more than one cohort if you require access to more than one. It is wise to only select the cohorts you need because you must also provide a summary of the project for which you require the data. The Data Access Review Committee can choose not to grant you access if they cannot see a justification for your need of the data. Please list anyone who will be handling the data as a registered user. You can use the Add Another Registered User button to generate more fields to add more users. You must also include details of the principal investigator. Please add the name and email address for up to 2 people named in the application who will require an EGA account for the purpose of downloading the data. Finally, agree that you have read and agreed to the terms and conditions in the Data Access Agreement and press Submit. Immediately after submitting an application, you will receive an email to confirm your agreement is with your institutional representative for their approval. Once approved, the Data Access Committee at the Wellcome Trust Sanger Institute will review your application. Once access is granted, you will receive an email stating the application for your chosen dataset has been approved and appropriate permissions generated for you at the EGA. You will now have login details for the EGA. You can log in, locate the HipSci data, and begin to download the data for the cohort you selected. You will have access to any data that has been deposited already, as well as any data we deposit for the cohort in the future. This is the end of the video. If you have any technical difficulties accessing your account or the data, please contact the EGA directly by emailing egahelpdesk@ebi.ac.uk. All other general inquiries can be sent to hipsci@ebi.ac.uk.